Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adilani Popola. So, today's class I'll be teaching you tools. So, I know some of us we are familiar with tools already, but some of us we've heard of some tools and we don't really know what it's all about and what it does. So, that's what I'll be teaching you today. I'm so glad you're in the class. I really appreciate you that you came. Thank you so much and God bless you. So, I will be starting with this. Inside the bowl and it keeps rolling and moving, but this can also serve as a hand mixer if what you're mixing is more than the bowl, like you're mixing like a 10 inches. You just dip your hand mixer, then you press and it keeps rolling, and here we go, and it mix. Do you understand? So that's a hand mixer. So the next thing we have is we have whisk. So we have different sizes of whisk. I know we already know what a mixer does, right? A mixer helps us to mix whatever you want to mix, either your butterizing, either your cake batter and stuff. So this is a whisk. So it comes with different sizes. This is a bigger size, this is a smaller size. So when you're making use of your cake and you're mixing your cake, this is very, very important. You have to be mixing and using a whisk, especially when you're making use of dessert cakes like red velvet, chocolates. This is very, very, very handy. It comes in handy when you're using that. Then another thing that we need is spatula. So what it does is it helps to remove the sides of the cake, the excess. So it comes in different sizes and shapes soon. So we have the ones that are bigger than this, we have the ones that add sharper mouths than this. So either which way, anyone that works for you. And it can also be used as a toner to mix your flour together into your batter. So it depends on the way you want it. So that's another thing. Then scissors, yes, scissors. It comes in handy. So it comes in different sizes and shapes. So as you can see, this one is small, while this one is big. You understand? So it depends on what you actually want. If you want it smaller, good. Want it big, if it works for you, you can use it to cut the edge of your what do they call it, butter, icing, sugar, anything. All those nylons comes in handy when you're doing that. And another thing is this for your cake. This we call it cake lining. So now we have different cake liners out there. This is a baking cup. We have other cake liners out there. We have the ones that are more fanciful than this, but this is the most used that I know of. So as you can see, this is it. So it's used for your cupcake. It's used for your cupcake. So this comes in handy too when you're making use of a cupcake, or you're baking a cupcake. You're baking a cupcake, which we call in the olden days queen's cake. So this comes in handy. This is for cupcakes. So that lining that I showed you the other time, you just put it inside. And see, there is a technique too when you're lining your cake. It's very, very paramount and important for you to know. So that's why you see some people that have oil at the back of their cupcake. So there is a technique. I'm not telling you today. Yes. So this is, you put the cupcake inside and you bake your cupcake. So we have like 12. This can bake like 12 cupcakes at once. So we have the ones that can bake 24. So this can only bake 12 at once. So apart from that, we have this. So I know some people have been looking at this and what do they use this for? This is a toner. So toner comes in different forms and shape. So we have the ones that we use to do our head baton, those flat ones. I don't really fancy those ones because when you're working with this works better than those flat ones. Do you understand? This makes better. So if you want to get the turnout, suggest you get the round one and not those ones that are flat. You understand? This is a toner and it does the work that a mixer does, only that this is more slower than that of a mixer and manpower. Make it of manpower. So this is what we call a cup. Yeah, cup. I know some of us, we already have this cup and we don't really know the usefulness. So these are cups and it comes in different sizes. So this one is what we call 1 cup. This is half cup, as you can see. Then this one is 1/3. This is 1/4. and this is 1/8 cup. So you can see, if you notice this side, you are going to see the meals there. So this is 31 meals, and this one is 62 meals, and so on and so forth. So we have the spoons too. So this is 1 tablespoon, half tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, half teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon, then 1/8 teaspoon. So I can't do so much with this. This is a measurement that is very, very important as a baker or a beginner in cake making, and you must have. It's very, very important. So we have the other ones that comes out from Nigeria, that it doesn't look exactly like this. Please note, especially for those of us that watch so much of YouTube, and some of us that we think we always learn by ourselves, by learning on YouTube and stuff. Please note that if you want to get the accurate measurements that whosoever that you are looking up to as a teacher is using, make sure you use the cup that the person is using. If the person is using a foreign cup, make use of the foreign cup, and if the person is making use of a normal cup like this, the ones found in Nigeria, make use of this. They are different. So we have different types of cup. That's what I'm trying to say. You see one cup on the body, but if they are using this ones made in Nigeria, use the ones made in Nigeria. And if the one gotten from foreign, they are a bit different from this. Their one cup is different from this cup. Please note that. It's very paramount and important. So we have this, a bowl. So we have different bowls. It might not be a stainless. You can have your own bowl. The plastics ones are found around. That's also very important. You must have it as a baker when you're mixing, and the rest of it's very important. Then another thing is this, a sieve. Sieve. So sieves comes in different sizes. We have the bigger one that is bigger than this. We have the one that is smaller. We have the one that is even smaller than this. So it depends on what you're working with. Imagine if you want to sieve a orange that is just how many mils? Just small orange, and you're making use of a big thing like this. There is smaller one. So they sell this in sets, and I think it's 4 or 3 that is in it. And it's not too expensive. You can get something like this. It will serve as a sieving of your flour. It serves as sieving of your orange, your stuff like that. This is very important. Then we have a scale. I want to know that this scale comes in different. Before I go ahead, let me just explain something about scale. If you have a scale, make sure that you're always removing your battery from your scale. If you want your scale to last longer, make sure you're using your battery. Remove your battery when you're no more using it for your scale. There is a scale that I used for over 4 years. And it's exactly like this. And I know some people that bought this within 1 week, 2 weeks, it's no more working. So it depends on how you use your scale. So for me, I've used a scale exactly like this that is cheap. This is one of the cheapest scale that you can find around, and I used it for 4 years. And thank God for the person that I bought the scale from, in person of La Gracias. She was the one that actually advised me that anytime I want to use the scale, if I want it to stay long, I must remove the battery. God bless you, sis. She helped me on that. So you put your battery when you are in need of it, then cover it, place it down. When you place it down, see, let me turn it to you so that you can see. See, it shows this. So what you don't know is what is this? What you need to do is press this tab. You see that it goes back to 0. It goes back to 0. Then when it goes back to 0, can you bend it a little bit down? Can you see it? Is it showing? Okay, so this is 0 now. So I'm pressing tab, and now it should be in 0. Then if you are placing whatever you want to use, it's going to scale that thing that you want to use. So if it's showing, it's scaling it, you press tab and it goes back to 0. It goes back to 0, and when you see it going back to 0, the next thing that you need to do is, if you want to measure it in grams, it's already in grams. But if you want to measure it in pints, you can just press this, then it change. So you can measure it the way you want. Then if it doesn't, you want it in grams, you press this, then it goes back to grams. So that's how it's done. It's as simple as that. And when you are no more in need of it, you just press off, and here we go. It's off. So it's as simple as that. That's the work of a skill. Yes. So another thing is we have this, a glove. So because of coronavirus, it's important to make use of a glove, especially when you're mixing your cake or you're doing your decoration. Very important. Although I know that we always wash our hands before we start stuff, but in the process of working on a cake, sometimes we tend to just, so that's why the glove is important. Then this, so it comes with different size. This is a cake board. This is a cake board, like I said. So when you make use of a cake board, so this will help you after making use of the wire wrap to turn your cake into your cake and to allow it to simmer. So that's the importance. So then you have a wire wrap. What a wire wrap does is helps you to cool your cake. Do you understand? It helps you to cook your cake. So it comes in different sizes and shapes too. So this is the one I have. This is very small. You might get a bigger one as you so wish, but it's very important. It helps to cool down your cake very fast. So this is a tray. We have a tray. So this tray is used also to turn after making use of it. If you don't have a cake board, you can use your tray, any tray, as long as you know it's not going to melt because of the heat. So I would suggest that, so because of the heat, as long as you know it's not going to melt, just make use of the tray. So we also have a brown paper. Brown paper is used to line your cake pan, and I always encourage people that make use of your brown paper to line your cake pans. Don't bake with just putting butter and flour on the body of your cake. It gets the back of your cake hardened. It gets your cake gets burnt easily. So these are the important, very, very, very paramount and very important to have there. So this is a brown paper. So it's very, very important. It's not costly. And we also have a parchment paper. I don't have a parchment paper here, but a parchment paper serves almost the same thing as a brown paper. So the next thing is our cake pans. Some of us already know cake pans. So these are cake pans. This cake pan comes in 3 inches. This, can I have a 4 inches cake pan? This comes in 3 inches. We have other ones that come in 4 inches. We have other ones that comes in 5 inches. I've seen a 5 inches cake pan before. So this is a 4 inches, while this is a 3 inches cake pan. So, but I always encourage people to get that of 3 inches because cakes always rise better in 3 inches than in 4 inches. So, tape rule. Yeah, tape rule. Then also a grater. I know we already know what a grater is. So this is for measurements of liquid. So some make use of this, while some don't. A lot of the time I don't either, but it's also it comes in handy to make use of this, especially when your measurement is asking you to make use of a liquid cup. This is what we call a liquid cup. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the class. If you have any questions, please write your questions down. I will be able to answer it. Just type the questions. I'll answer it. I thank you so much for coming to this class. If there's anything you want us to improve on, I would really appreciate it. Thank you, and I really appreciate you. God bless you.